Hey there, true crime friends. We're back together again. It is lunchtime. Get your fork, get your napkin, put on your noise-canceling headphones, honey, because it's time. I'm ready for the story I have to tell you today. Amber Andrews, she's a mess. But look, I like you, you like me, and to show your like, hit the like button. That's how we know we like each other. Me and you, we go together now. We're like going steady, especially at lunchtime. So go ahead and hit the like button, and then I'm going to tell you all about Miss Amber. But first, this story of Snap starts with this dude named Van, right? Van's sitting in his house minding his own business, and his good friend Justin calls him up. And he's like, bring, hey, what's going on? And Justin's like, hey, can you come to my house for a minute? Van is like, yeah. Okay. So he goes to his house, and he's looking around, and he's like, wait, it's very messy in here. Why is this so messy? Is that blood? And Justin was like, yeah, can you help me dispose of this body? Look, stop. This whole story would have stopped for me right here. I would have been like, sure, let me make a phone call first. Hello, 911. This fool got a dead body over here. Van is a better friend than me. First of all, what makes you think you can just call my house and ask me to come over and help you get rid of a body? Now, if it is your partner and that person has done you wrong, you don't even have to say nothing. Girl, the eagle has landed. Come to my house, and then maybe I might help you. But you ain't heard the shit. We friends now, so like that's just between me and you. But just like some random dude, and it's some other random person that's dead that you don't know, and now you're being asked to, I'm not that good a friend. Just so that you know, for the record, I am not that good a friend. If it's somebody we both just like, well, it was a bad case of suicide, and the person got cut into pieces. I don't know how. Don't ask me no questions. So, Van goes to his friend Justin's house, and he's just like, he said he's thinking, Justin has done it. He finally killed Brandon. What? So, Brandon is cut into pieces. They put him in some, those like 5-gallon buckets, those big, like those painter buckets from Home Depot. They put a bunch of those, put the body parts in 5-gallon buckets, and then put like the biggest part in a dog kennel. And then they put a tarp over the dog kennel because decorum? I don't, you gonna use it as a table now? With that nice tablecloth, I guess you could, but the flies and the blood, maybe not so much. So anyway, Van helps him load the 5-gallon buckets and the dog kennel into his truck, helps him drive it down to the river. They fill the buckets with cement, put the tops on them, and then drop them in the river. And then Van is like, I can't really help anymore. This is really like the disposing of the body thing. That's not my, I can't. So, I'm gonna see you later though. Have a good night. Bye. And then he went home and he was like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do? And he was like, you know what? If I don't tell anybody later, this could come back on me and I'm not going to do good in prison. So I'm going to go talk to a defense attorney. So he goes and gets a defense attorney, which is really, really, this is the first time in a true crime case I heard somebody actually do something smart that was going to be useful long term. So Van goes to the lawyers and he's like, listen, my friend called me up and there's a dead body and this is all what happened. And all I did was help him transfer the 5-gallon buckets from his house to the truck, and I might have loaned him some bleach and a mop, and I might have helped him clean up. But other than that, I didn't do anything. And the lawyer was like, okay, thanks for coming in. We're going to go have a little talk with the popo, and we're going to see what they have to say. But because, here's the thing that I did not know. Because Van, unsolicited, voluntarily was like, it's a dead dude in the river. You might want to go. They were like, okay. And so instead of treating him like an accomplice, they treated him like a victim. He got sucked into the crime. So listen, so if one of my enemies calls me up and it's like, can you help me get rid of this dead body, my husband, my mother-in-law, or whatever, I'm going to be like, yeah, girl, come on. And I'm going to loan her my bottle of bleach. And then I'm going to go straight to the police and be like, you know what she did? And then I'm not going to get in trouble. Is there a prize? Is there reward money for the missing mother-in-law? I'm asking for a friend. I just need to know. So anyway, the cops are like, Justin, boo-boo, why don't you come in, have a little seat. Have a little seat. No. You're not under arrest yet. Have a little seat. We need to talk to you. What have you been up to? Have you been down by the river lately? What's going on with you? And so I don't know how it all came out, but this is the story of how poor Brandon got unalived. So Brandon was married. Well, first of all, he was raised in a nice family. Everybody liked everybody except for his dad was part of a biker gang. Okay, a violent biker gang. Because apparently I learned in this episode of Snapped that most biker gangs are not violent. Okay, good to know. 1% of biker gangs are like the drug dealy, unaliving type people. And so those gangs are referred to as the 1%. I thought the 1% were the 1% of people who were richer than all the rest of us. But now we know there's another 1%. So this is the alternate 1%. Okay, so fine. So this biker gang was part of that 1%. And when the dad died from like he botched medical procedure, whatever, Brandon was like, I'm very, very sad. And even though I'm 25 and I'm not like a terrible guy, I do really miss my dad. So the biker dudes were like, well, you could come and hang out with us. So he hung out with them, but he did not commit any crimes, but he was friends with people who committed a lot of crimes. And in his grief and in his like distress, he was like, I need to get out of this town I'm from. I'm going to move to Las Vegas. So he moves to Vegas. He hangs out with the biker dudes in Vegas, and everything is going good. He gets his own motorcycle. He opens a motorcycle shop. He's living happily ever after, living his dreams. And then he meets this girl who's a tattoo artist. And he's just like, look at all of her beautiful body art. She has tattoos all over. She's gorgeous. She's nice. I'm going to marry her. You know, her kitty was feral. I'm just saying, we have talked about the women who were of the feral kitty variety. She got a feral kitty. I'm just saying. So anyway, he marries this girl and she was crazy. So, you know, she was doing all the tricks in the bedroom. She was like, yep, my kitty can spit out golf balls. It can do backflips. It can do all kinds of stuff. And he was like, yay, this is delightful. This is why I married you. And then the girl gets pregnant and he was like, okay, cool. We're going to settle down. We're going to be a family. And she was like, great. So they had the baby. And then a couple of years in, she's like, this settling down and being a family thing is really not for me. And he was like, no. I have benefits and there's a 401k and I've set up my shop. And she was like, yeah, nah, not into it. So he was like, okay, so I'm going to take the kid and you can go do what you want to do. And she was like, oh, no, I don't want you, but I do want my baby. And so they were like, okay, let's go let the judge decide. And the judge looked at the whole situation and was like, not only is her kitty feral, she's into drugs, she's into alcohol, she don't come home at night, she not acting right, she don't comb her hair on a regular basis, she does not floss. All the things you're supposed to do as a parent, she didn't do. So Brandon got custody of the child. And so the girl was like, fine, I'm going to go do some more tattoos and get high and get crazy and do whatever. So she went and did whatever she wanted to do. And Brandon's over here raising this child like a decent human being, like you're supposed to do. And so she was like, you know what? I miss my family. Let's get back together. Me and you, we're going to get back together and we're going to live happily ever after. Okay? And Brandon was like, your kitty was awful nice. And so I do miss the feral kitty because the vanilla girls make dinner every night. There's pot roast. Every time I open that oven, there's another pot roast in there. But they don't do butt stuff. So I'm going to get back with you. And so she was like, okay, let's be family. And he was like, okay, we're going to be family. She said, but first, before our beloved child, Brando, they named this baby Brand. Why would you name a baby? Okay, whatever. So she was like, before Brando starts kindergarten, let's go visit my family in Oklahoma. But just for like the weekend, we're going to go. He can see his nana and we can hang out. Everything's going to be great. And so Brandon was like, okay, cool. And then Brandon was never seen again. Smash cut to Brandon is in pieces in a bucket at the bottom of the river. But the girl was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He ran off and I don't know what happened and haven't seen him since. Okay, bye. And so the police did a little investigation and they were like, girl, nah, that's everything you said is not adding up to what actually happened. So we're going to give you these nice bracelets and we're going to take you down. And she was like, wait. I heard that my ex-boyfriend Justin unalived him, but I didn't have anything to do with it. And they were like, well, ma'am, when we performed the autopsy, looks like he was shot with 2 guns. And one of them was probably from you. And she was like, oh, I had not considered that. If you give me a few minutes, I'll be able to think of another story. And they were like, nah, don't you worry about that. You gonna go to jail. And she was like, but I didn't do anything. Also, do they have tattoos and liquor in prison? Because I might be able to make this work. And they were like, okay, you're gonna find out. So she goes to court. And she's like, it was not me. There are no fingerprints. There are no nothing. You can't even prove I was there. And then they rolled out a whole bunch of evidence. And she was like, oh, so I guess I have to go live at jail. now? And the judge and them was like, yeah, this not, you're not gonna see your baby. Brandon is gone. Justin, the new boyfriend, he has rolled over on you. Van is now considered like a victim of your craziness and crime. And so you get to go to prison. And she was like, dang. I'm sure they have drugs though, so I'll be fine. So meanwhile, she was like, it was not me. It was not me. It was not me. Do they have meth? Is there? Wonder if I could get some. You can make meth. What is the recipe for? If somebody could write the recipe for meth for me down, then I'm just gonna go over here to prison and I'm gonna be just fine. So she ends up going to prison and she got LWOPed. Well, turns out in the state where she was, Oklahoma, life without the possibility of parole is not exactly life. So she might be able to get out much, much later, but not right now. And her child ends up being raised by little Brando. Is raised by Brandon's family. So I guess that's nice. I just hope he doesn't become part of the 1%. Oh, and part of the reason that she said she killed him, she was like, I was afraid of him because he said he was a 1%er and I thought he was gonna unalive me. And so in self-defense, I unalived him first. And the judge was like, right. San Quentin, you go. I don't know if they have San Quentin in Oklahoma, but she went to prison for a very long time. So the moral of the story is, have affairs with the feral kitty. Marry vanilla girls also because they will make you pot roast. That's probably not the point that Snapped wanted us to come to. That is what I have come to. You're welcome. You have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.